Hello everyone, Minute Plus Meditation here, Monday, May the 8th, from the Acts of the Apostles. So at Iconium, Paul and Barnabas spoke in such a way that the great number of both Jews and Greeks became believers, but the residents in the city were divided, so they're going to stone them. They have to leave and they go to Lystra. So at Lystra, so they don't miss a beat. They just, chase out of one town, go to the next, and keep on doing what they're doing. This is a real example for us. They're not going to die before their time is up. They're not going to ask, for violence to be perpetrated on them. So they go to the next town. So this person who could not use his feet and had never walked, for he had been crippled from birth, and then Paul says, stand upright on your feet, and the man does it. So then they're going to offer sacrifice to Paul and Barnabas. And they do everything in their power to stop them from doing this. And at the end of this particular reading, it says, even with these words, they scarcely restrain the crowds from offering sacrifices to them. So what's our lesson here? Power and people's adulation is addictive. It's almost like a narcotic. And anybody who is in any authority knows this, or they should know it, or they're blind or dumb. They're naive, and they shouldn't be. Paul had to know this because what grounds him, of course, Barnabas probably helped him, right? He's there with his compatriot, Barnabas. But I don't think Paul needed to be reminded by Barnabas. They were both so firmly rooted in Christ that they knew they were, to use an expression, the envelope that carried the message. They were not going to allow these people, to offer sacrifice to them, to make them more than what they were. And that is the envelope who was carrying the message. The message is Jesus Christ. They're just the envelope. You read the message and you throw away the envelope, right? And this is an image used by Saint Josemaria Escrivá. And they always would remain grounded in this. This is why they were saints. They wouldn't allow this stuff to go to their heads, as we say. And it's very easy for this to happen. And it's wise because they lived the cross every day. They lived mortification. They lived a sacrificial way of life. They did not live a life of comfort and sensuality. So this is very important for all of us to remember in our daily life. Over to the gospel. Before the festival of Passover, Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart from this world to the Father. Jesus said, those who have my commandments and keep them are those who love me. And those who love me will be loved by my Father, and I will love them and reveal myself to them. So there you have it. That's where, the so-called rubber hits the road. Jesus said, those who have my commandments are one thing, but those who have my commandments and keep them are those who love me. So it's not enough to know God. It's actually, that's good, but what is really necessary is that we know him, and in knowing him, love him, and then the third phase is actually putting into practice what he has taught us, to actually doing his will. Because if we don't do his will, everything else is nothing. It means absolutely nothing. It will vanish into thin air. We could wind up, in hell with the other demons. So it's not enough to know God. It's not even, I would suffice to say, I love God. Because love is proved by it's not sweet words, but deeds. It's carrying out the will of God. And in fact, we need to sift between what is our will and what is God's will. And, there are ways in which we can do this. We might get it wrong, but at least we want to know that before God, we really do have the, objectively speaking, not according to our own senses, the best of intentions. We really seek to do God's will. So today, renew your resolve not only to know God, to love God, but to actually do the will of God. That's what's really important. That's where everything comes together, is doing the will of God. And if you get it wrong for the right reasons, just tell the Lord you're sorry, and you'll try to discover, figure out as best as you can what his will is for you in your daily life. God bless you.